Okay. So hello everyone. Good morning and good evening. So the previous few classes we were actually discussing about Angular, right? So we know how to make data binding with Angular and how to make the events binding with Angular, forms binding with Angular, and also how to get data from the server using HTTP client module. What is component interaction and the Angular services? Okay, routing, navigation. So every concept we have discussed. Okay, fine. But the last concept what we have discussed is Angular with routing. So in that application, we have fetched data from some server like a GitHub server, some static data we fetch it. Okay, we know how to get data from server, but something which is lacking for that application is we don't have our own server setup. Okay, suppose there should be a server which we can uh, there should be a server which we can accept the uh, client requests. Okay, can accept the form data, can accept the login form information. It acts accordingly and store that information permanently in the database. Okay, so we need that backend setup as well to understand the Angular application perfectly, because this is not just Angular course, it is a complete mean stack course. Okay, it means we're going to develop a complete end-to-end application, like a complete front end as well as back end. It's a complete full stack application we are going to develop using Angular. Okay, so in that front end part, almost Angular, we're all familiar with Angular concepts. Something extra we need is back end part. Okay, so from today we are going to discuss about the backend part. So backend part, we will be using Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. So Node.js, Express.js, both are for server creation and the creating the REST API and accepting the uh, client requests. Okay, so processing, validation, and all this. And also we have MongoDB. So MongoDB is a database solution and which is used to store your data permanently in a database. Okay, so this is the step. Okay, so first let's start with so Node.js. Okay, and then we'll discuss Express.js and also we'll discuss MongoDB. And in this, we will discuss how to do password encryption, what is the JSON Web Token authentication. Okay, those things we'll see. And MongoDB mostly, okay, in Express.js we'll see mostly REST API, and in MongoDB mostly we see the how to create database table structure and how to give a relationship between the tables. So every concept we're going to discuss, and the whole story goes to be around some 8 to 9 days. Okay, hardly 10 days. Okay, so once this process is done, then every example we will add our own MongoDB, our own Express.js server. Okay, so this is like for us easy to understand the real flow of a full stack Angular application. Okay, that's the plan. So now let's start with server side. So first we're gonna start with Node.js. Okay, so what is Node.js? I have a PPT. Let me show you that. 1 minute. What is Angular lifecycle? We'll see. Oh, we didn't see the ng on init is lifecycle method only. Where can I get the daily source code? Hey, source code. I tell you, I have given the link, right? Same link you can check daily. Okay, I show you. See here. I think you have a link, right? I think initially I used to send the link, right? The same link you have to check daily. Same link na, so I thought now to send it daily because see here, Angular 10 evening. So usually this file I used to send this file path I used to send. Okay, so what is the plan I do daily is I'm gonna update this file only. The yesterday's file, everything is updated here. So I will be updating this file. So you just need to know this link. Okay, only this link is very important. if I used to share this link. I think I'll paste here. This is the link I used to share. Okay, same link. If you go and check after this class is finished, so files will be there. Okay. Otherwise, I'll give you the whole drive link. So where you can get all the files. This is the drive link. Okay. I hope everybody has paid people. So I'll be sharing that in the chat. So you can access that. 1 minute. Yep. This is our drive link. Okay, not just this file link, it's a complete drive link for this batch. So until the end of this batch, you can just keep looking to this file location for every video and also every uh, every files, whatever, every content you can see over here. Okay, so please take this URL and keep it as a bookmark. So if you take it as a bookmark, you can directly open that. Okay, so this is the one. So mostly I won't be sending email daily because same link only, just check after some time you got the link or not. I used to just send in the Telegram group, files has been uploaded. There's only one text message I'll be sending in the Telegram group stating that for so and so batch files uploaded to Google Drive. So you can just log into this URL and check what the files are. That's good actually. Okay, fine.
I think Naveen, you need to give permissions also.
I gave already.
Okay.
I gave
Yesterday
already.
I
I
checked
think
it. It was showing like it is not shared.
not shared. See
But
these
I'm able
many.
to download that document. From that document, I was able to download it,
Uh,
but not able to access the drive exactly.
okay. Now try this. Try this link. Is it working for everybody?
Okay, let me check.
You can see all these files actually. I gave the complete
Yes, sir. Working.
working. Okay, fine. If that is not working, try this one. I think both are same only. 1 minute. No. Okay. Try this one. Those who are no, try this one. Same link only, no? Extra is this one. USB is equal to sharing. Try this. Anita not able to access. Anita, you have two email IDs. Please check which is the email ID you
The
shared with me.
latest one is
Yeah,
working.
I'm able to access this one.
Uh, which email ID?
The second one I'm able to access. The second link you have given,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay, good. Fine. So try both the links. Anything, any one will be accessible. So that is the link daily for all the videos, files, everything. Okay, fine. Permanent link. Okay, so now let's start with Node.js. Okay, I have a PPT, same PPT I use for
David,
YouTube
hello.
also. Ha ha ha.
Where is the source code? We have the only
Source
video,
code.
right? Uh,
It is there, na? One minute. It is there below. I just drag to the bottom of the page. I show you. Source code is there. See here. mm, Angular evening. In this. Come on. See, these are all videos now. Just drag to the bottom. After all the videos, see Angular 10 notes of PPT. This one zip file. Angular fundamental.zip file is there. Na? That is notes. Yesterday only uploaded. So this file will be keep changing. Okay, I'll be uploading daily new zip file. And TypeScript we have. So only two modules we finished now. And this also not finished completely. After backend, we'll see. I create a new zip file for backend. Okay, I mean the complete Node Express MongoDB. Every source code I'll keep in new zip file called backend. So that will be keeping here. And if you want to refer anything, you can just open this document. So here everything will be there. Like what is the meeting link? Okay, and what was the topic we discussed? And day-wise links also there and files also here. Okay, and the fundamental TypeScript notes and everything. Okay, so simple. Fine. Now let's start with Node.js. Let me open this. Come on. I want to. maximize this. Okay, so Node.js. So Node.js is not a language. Okay, I talk about. I think I have. Yeah, what is Node.js? So Node.js is actually not a language. Okay, because Java language, .NET language like that. So Node.js is not language. It is just one platform. Okay, it's just like one library. Using that, we can create a server-side applications. It means internally we write JavaScript program only. Okay, internally we write a JavaScript programs only. Okay, so it's a JavaScript runtime. It's not a framework. It's not even library also. Just one runtime, just like a Java JDK. Okay, just kind of like that. Okay, and it runs on the Chrome's V8 engine, because in the Chrome browser we have the V8 JavaScript engine. The engine name is V8. Same V8 engine also used for Node.js. Okay, and this is written in C++ language. Anyway, we don't need to learn C++ language to have knowledge on Node.js, because we are just using Node.js. We are not changing anything in Node.js language. Okay, so no C++ language is required for learning Node.js. And so Node.js is to develop server-side applications using JavaScript. The same JavaScript, whatever the JavaScript you know at the client side, the same JavaScript we also use at server side, but it is little different because its package is different, modules different, and the way you write the program is different. But hardly it is JavaScript programming language only. Okay, fine. So see here, the Chrome browser is internally having the V8 engine, which is developed by the Google. Uh, Even Node.js also internally using the same V8 engine. So why this? Why like this? Is simple. The story behind Node.js is, um, because we have multiple languages, right? We have Java, .NET, PHP, Ruby, Python, like multiple languages are there. Just like that, JavaScript is also a language. Okay, so we have everything about. Of course, it's not completely object oriented, but still it's a language. Okay, so before Node.js, what is the story of JavaScript is? It is only used for browser side. Okay, we can only write a JavaScript program for browser. So people are just in a mindset that JavaScript means only browser. Okay, because that's the reason why JavaScript has come to the market, right? To do something dynamic on the browser side, to support that browser side dynamic nature. We have only one language still today is JavaScript only. Okay, so no other language can do the browser DOM manipulations and all. Okay, so later there is a person called Ryan Dahl. That person, he has taught us why can't we use the same JavaScript language even for server side as well. Okay, so what he has undergone is, in this browser we were using one JavaScript engine, because this engine is the responsible to understand your JavaScript program, and that is going to uh, convey the messages to the browser. Okay, browser is one environment. In that, JavaScript is a engine. I mean, V8 is the engine. So if you run JavaScript program, the V8 engine is going to understand your program and convey the message to the browser to display what on the browser dynamically. Okay, so the heart of JavaScript program is this one, JavaScript engine. So he also understand, okay, if you want to execute JavaScript program on the server side, so I need to be some environment. Okay, so not just browser. Browser is just like client. Okay, but I need something installable, because see, observe closely. Java is a server side language, so Java is a installable JDK. We are going to install, right? Even .NET, even C++, C, these are all installable languages, right? Installable means if you install in the underlying operating system, so that language talk to the operating system and deal with that. But when you come to the JavaScript, is completely different. We never install JavaScript. We hardly install that browser to work with JavaScript, but the browser doesn't mean that there's a JavaScript, right? It's just an environment. So what he has thought is, okay, to make JavaScript to be a server-side language, it must be an installable software. So if it means you can install that in the local laptop or desktop, and you can install that in any uh, cloud environments, like any server level, you can install it and you can start using it just like any other programming like Java, .NET and all. So he has thought in that way, and he has extract that same V8 engine, because V8 engine is the open source engine given by the Google people. So that V8 engine he has attached with some more C++ programs, because C++ programs they're like very low level programs, so they are ready to contact with, I mean, they can integrate with operating system. Okay, they can extract the operating system data, and that connections can be done the underlying operating system. And also this V8 engine, so which supports the JavaScript programs to run. Okay, so he has made completely one environment to install in your system. That installable software itself is Node.js. So Node.js internally having a same V8 engine. It means if you execute a simple JavaScript program on the browser, what is the output you get? The same output you also get in the Node.js environment. Okay, simple. So now what he made is Node.js is an installable software in your system. Okay, next, what you should know. Yes, obviously you should know JavaScript and all. So understanding of JavaScript programming is required, and you need to know the advanced features like callbacks, promises, arrow functions, destructuring concepts, and all. Anyway, we use most extensively these concepts in Node.js. I hope you are already familiar with JavaScript and all, so no need to discuss about this part. Okay, and you need to know the HTTP protocol. Okay, and even if you don't know, that's not an issue. I'll discuss about HTTP. HTTP means it's a kind of language which is used to transfer or exchange the data between the client and the server. Okay, so how the client and server can communicate between each other is using HTTP protocol. It means client want to receive some data from server, they use some sort of methods like get method, post method, update, delete, trace, download, like multiple methods are there. So what is the activity that a client and server can do between them is uh, the HTTP method. Okay, that all belongs to HTTP protocol. We have a SMTP protocol, a TCP protocol, like that. HTTP is to transfer the hypertext between the client and the server. Okay, so that we'll see. Okay, this is most important in Node.js, because Node.js is going to accept the request from the client. Okay, so how you modify the request and how you process the request and how you send a response back to the client. So the whole story you have to understand using Node.js in the REST API configuration. Okay, and JSON. JSON, we all know, is just one text file which represents the JavaScript object. What do you call a complex object? This JavaScript object only, but it's a file format, text file format. So this is also required because I think if you can reconnect, I mean, if you can recollect, when we search for a particular user in the GitHub search application, so we have received the data in which format? It is just one JSON format. It's a plain, object has received from their backend. That's a JSON format. And even we have uploaded most of the JSON files on server GitHub Gist. Okay, so generally, because the entire story of Angular with backend is Angular is very complex. Like it's a complex client-side application, and server is very lightweight. Okay, so server mostly doesn't have any logic. It just only takes a request from client, just process and store it. It will respond back with some JSON data. Previously, before Angular, server respond with HTML files, CSS files, and all. But now onwards, I mean, from Angular React concepts onwards, server is going to send a plain JSON data from server to client. So client can receive that raw JSON data and can display however it's want in the Angular, because we have component interaction and we have like modules, components, everything is there. So Angular can manage how to display that raw data on the screen. Okay, hardly we need to just project or to provide a raw data, that's JSON data. Okay, that can be given by the Node.js and Express.js server using the REST API calls. Okay, so data can be exchanged between the client and server is JSON. Okay, and Yeah, we need to understand the client server architecture. So when time comes, I explain the what is client and server. Okay. Next. Actually, client and server architecture is very simple. For example, if you want to understand the client and server, every website will have two basic layers, minimum layers. One is client and server. So what is this is, for example, okay, forget about client and server. Just if you go to a hotel, right? There is a restaurant and you have went to a person went to the hotel. Okay, he's the customer. Okay, he's a client or he's a customer, so he will order something to that waiter. That waiter is called as server. Okay, some people called him server and some people called him as waiter. So what that waiter will do is he will take all your requests. For example, you order chicken biryani, you order something like that. So he has taken all the your requests and he go to the kitchen and he'll give the kitchen people and they will do the complete processing of what you have ordered, and he will nicely bring it and he will nicely arrange it and project in front of you. So you are the client and the person who has taken your order and prepared in the background, and he has well decorated and given to you. Okay, that person is called server or waiter. Actually, we call him server. Okay, same story is also applicable for the virtual environment client and server. So client means through browser window we will request something from the server. So server will respond some raw JSON data, but browser, the client side application, will convert that raw data to the a proper cards, carousels, any visual format it will convert. Okay, so a end user can interact with the backend server of the application using this screen. That's actually we call as a client. Okay, that's how client server architecture works. Okay, so ultimately what server can do is server can takes the request from the client. It does process the request based on the requirements, and if required, it will store data to the database and fetch data from database and evaluates the data and respond back. Simple. Take a request, process it, respond back to client. Okay, fine, and that way it works. And so why to use Node.js is, yeah, it's highly scalable, it's very faster, and because in Java we have multiple servers like Tomcat, WebLogic. These are all heavyweight, and this is very lightweight. Okay, and this is using the internal concept is asynchronous and non-blocking IO. So the best part about Node.js is asynchronous. So if multiple users are requesting a same data from Node.js server, it won't block any user to fetch data. It will do simultaneously for all the requests. Okay, that is asynchronous and non-blocking IO. Okay, we can achieve asynchronous programming JavaScript using async await promises, callbacks like that. Okay, and it's very lightweight server. And the best part in this is the same JavaScript language. You don't need to learn a new language to write um, um, the server-side code. Same JavaScript language only we use to write the server-side code. Okay, and it's very popular for server-side web development. And yeah, many job openings are there on Node.js. Okay, so there are some many companies who are using Node.js in the backend: Netflix, LinkedIn, Uber, PayPal, eBay, and NASA. Okay, and yeah, the very important part of Node.js is Node.js comes with three modules, three set of modules. Okay, one is core modules, one is custom module, and one is third-party module. Okay, so Node.js, if you want to develop a server-side application, we have a set of modules. Okay, if you in order to understand Node.js modules, for example, let's take about the client-side JavaScript. So client-side JavaScript, what is there? What type of libraries you have? Not much libraries. We have a hardly some objects are there, and we have its methods, functions are there. Okay, we have math object, date object, JSON object. We have a document object, browser object, like DOM manipulation and those type of things. Hardly client side we have only to deal with the browser. Okay, how to convert string to number, number to string, how to convert JSON object to string, string to JSON object, and how to deal with DOM manipulation. So hardly only focuses the client-side JavaScript on the browser part. Okay, but here Node.js means not about a browser part. Of course, we'll write a logic, right? Except the browser part. There is no document object and browser object in Node.js, except that we have strings, numbers, objects, arrays, functions, everything will be there. Along with that, there are some third-party modules also required for that, because server means you can imagine like any other server, because server means sometimes it's going to um, do some sort of password encryption. Okay, and sometimes it's going to read from the properties file. So a lot of other functionalities also will be there, like form validation. So a lot of things. For everything, Node.js people has not provided. Okay, so Node.js people has provided some basic libraries. Okay, for example, for Java we have some packages, right? We have a .NET package, net package, IO package, lang package. These are all the packages. It's called actually libraries. So these libraries are required for a language to write some basic programming in that. The basic functionality you can write. Okay, just like that in Node.js also we have, because Node.js is installable, no? So we have a set of libraries which is given by the Node.js. Those are called as core modules. For example, we have FS module fs module to deal with the file operations, like we can create a new file. Actually this is not possible with the client side browser. The client side JavaScript with the browser, it is not allowed to create a new file and all, because to create a new file you need to access the underlying operating system, but from browser you can't access the underlying operating system. Only Node.js is possible. Okay, so FS module is to deal with file systems, and HTTP it is to create the server, Node.js server, and OS module is for accept the underlying operating system data. Okay, so like that there are some few modules are there. Those are given by the Node.js inbuilt. Once you install Node.js, automatically these modules available to you. So those modules are called as core module, the basic features. Okay, extra, there is something called custom module. What is custom module means? As per our client requirement, okay, for so and so companies, as per our client requirement, we as a developer, we are going to write certain programs. Okay, by using those existing libraries, we are going to write certain programs, so that all the collection of our own programs, okay, is called as custom library. Okay, along with that, this very important thing is npm module. What is this npm module? Npm library is bcrypt.js, JSON Web Token, Express, Mongoose. These are all belongs to third party. What is third party means? That library is not given by ourselves, I mean as a developer, and the library which is not even given by the Node.js people, it is given by some third party people. For example, best example is you are going to develop a server side application which is going to accept credit card payment. Okay, a server side application is going to accept the credit card payment. So for credit card payment, Node.js people has not given a single library to accept and accept the credit card payments. So Node.js people not given any library, okay, to send and receive the payments. So what you do then? Will you write everything from scratch? If you start writing the complete credit card payments for different banks API, you start developing from scratch, forget about application logic. Only this credit card payment takes almost 1 year. Okay, so sir, what to do is there are some third party people that are dedicated only for credit card payments. They have developed already some libraries. So those libraries are called as third party module. So some third party people has developed, and this all the third party modules kept in one centralized repository that's called npm. Okay, one centralized repository called npm. From there we'll download that library, and that will add to the Node.js application, and we can just directly call the functions of that library. Our work will be done. Okay, that way. And bcrypt.js, this is for password encryption. We don't need to write our own algorithm to encrypt the password, so it's already made it. So we just have to use that external library that's called bgrip.js. And JSON Web Token, this is also using some certain algorithms to maintain, to create some tokens based authentication system between the client and server. So this also one third-party module. And Express.js. So Express.js is also not a language. It is just one third-party module of Node.js. Okay, to make a server-side applications a bit faster. Express is faster, right? And even just like that, we have multiple modules for MongoDB and different databases. Also, we have a separate module. So the external libraries or the external module or external package is called as third-party or NPM modules. Okay, and the module or the library what we develop by ourselves based on our client's logic, that is custom module. And the basic module which is inbuilt given by the Node.js is called core module. So to develop any server-side application using Node.js, which involves all the three types of modules. Okay, so I tell you how to incorporate those modules in our application. Before I start with that, we need to understand something called NPM. As I said, NPM is a package manager. It's a centralized repository for all the third-party modules. Okay, so this will create in the node modules folder. Okay, Angular also using one third-party module. Okay, many third-party modules, and all will be listed in the package.json. So we have seen the package.json of Angular, right? So which contains multiple modules. So those are all third-party modules. Okay, and we can create the package.json like this npm init. Anyway, don't worry about it. Once the time comes, I'll tell you what are all this. Okay, so very first one we're gonna start with no installation. We already done. Okay, yeah, this is very important. REPL environment. Okay, what is REPL means? You can read, you can evaluate, you can print, and you can loop. Okay, so let me talk about this REPL. For example, if you talk about JavaScript, if I say JavaScript, it is client-side JavaScript. Okay, client-side JavaScript. So client-side JavaScript, I want to test, I want to write one program. Okay, I want to write one JavaScript program and I want to test the JavaScript program. How you test? Generally, how you test the JavaScript program? You will write a JavaScript program.js file and you'll add HTML to it and you'll add CSS to it, and everything you will connect together. JavaScript and CSS you connect to the HTML file, and that HTML file you open in the browser. So browser will display the HTML. In the console window, you see the JavaScript. That way, one way you execute it. Or else some people will write .html file which contains CSS, which contains JavaScript, everything, and that HTML we execute on the browser. But tell me, can't we execute JavaScript file independently without HTML and CSS? Yes, we can do that. So we will write a plain JavaScript file, not even JavaScript file. I tell you the direct access to the browser. Just open a browser. In that browser, there is something called console window. Correct? In browser, there is something called console window. So what is this console window mean? This is the direct access to the JavaScript engine. Console window is the direct access to the JavaScript engine, because browser contains the JavaScript engine internally. So so this through this console window, I will write the complete JavaScript program, and that can be executed directly in the console window because it is connected to internally the browser's JavaScript engine. The same way, if you talk about Node.js, so Node.js is just like a browser environment. Okay, inside we have REPL environment, just like console window. In Node.js we have REPL environment. So through this we can also connect to the Node.js specific JavaScript engine, direct access. Okay, so this is the browser story, this is Node.js story, same setup. Okay, so first we understand how to test a plain JavaScript program using console window, and then we will also see how to execute the same JavaScript program using REPL window of Node.js. Okay, so let's start the demo part of this, and then directly we'll jump into the Node.js. Okay, the first part, browser's console window, connect to JavaScript engine. Simple, just open the browser window. Okay, in this, how to open a console window, right click, inspect console. Okay, so this is the console window. Okay, so this console window, let me zoom it. Yeah. So here in this console window, you can write a JavaScript program directly. No HTML, no CSS, nothing. I just want to see a plain JavaScript program, how the result works. Okay, for example, I say simple console dot log of welcome to JS. It's giving me the hint. See, if I write this statement belongs to JavaScript language, and so it is printed the console log welcome to JS, and return type is undefined from the log. Log function returns undefined. Okay, no return type for log. That's the return type. So value is welcome JS. So you can execute JavaScript program directly. For example, if you want to print the current data, what do you do? Console dot log of new date dot to okay, let's take the date string, to locale date string, enter. You get the current today's data. If you want to get the time, console dot log of new date dot to locale time string. You can call in this way. You get the current time. Okay, you can execute a plain JavaScript program in the browser directly, console window, or else you can take some program. Let's say let a is equal to 10, let b is equal to 20. Okay, I say console dot log of a plus b, enter. You get the answer 30. Okay, so you can write a whole program here and you can test this out. Same story you can also do with REPL environment. So now let's see how to execute the same kind of programs on this REPL environment of Node.js. Okay, sir, how can I open that REPL environment? Console window means browser you open, right? Console. Just like that, Node.js, where can we see? Where is the Node.js then? Simple. Node.js is what? Installable software. So every installable software you deal with command prompt. Okay, you can execute JavaScript in the command prompt also. Okay, we'll see. So open a command prompt. Open the command prompt. Yeah, before I switch to REPL window, I need to check my Node.js version. Am I installed Node.js or not in my system? So you know how to check the version, right? Because first day, I think second day, first day demo, second day software installation. So we have discussed. So command will be node space -v enter. So we get the version of Node.js. So I'm using 12.14 version, and we also have npm that is of around 6 point something. Okay, so we have installed Node.js, no issue. Now let's start with REPL environment to test my JavaScript program. Okay, so how to go to REPL environment is very simple. Just say node, just type node, enter. That's it. It is switched to now REPL environment. See, this cursor is blinking for, is waiting for the commands. So I just write now console. No hint will come because browser we are getting the hints. No, here no hint. So we have to type this blindly. Console dot log of welcome to Node.js. Enter. See, we got welcome to Node.js and undefined. Same thing has come in the browser also. No? 1 minute. In the browser also, see, welcome to JS undefined. Same thing has come here. Okay, next what we printed, console.log of data. So let's say console.log of new data dot to locale data string. You get the current data and undefined. Same thing here. Okay, you want to get the time. Same story, but instead of data, you can just give the capital time. You get the current time, 6:46 p.m. undefined. Okay, you can even write a program here just like that. So let's a is equal to 10. Let's b is equal to 30. Let's see. Okay, let's say sum is equal to a plus b. Okay, if I want to see print the sum, console dot log of sum. Sum answer will be 40. 10 plus 30 is 40. Okay, so you will write a JavaScript program on the command prompt and you can test this out. And this environment is called as REPL environment, but both console window, REPL, both are just test environments. Okay, only to test a logic, faster way. I mean, sorry, if you want to test the logic of JavaScript immediately, you can use this. But the problem is it is cannot be saved. This program cannot be saved. For example, just like browser also, no? Browser, if I just clear, it will go. Or if I close the window, is gone. Program is gone, right? Just like that, if you close the window, it's gone. Okay, you can't save it. Just for testing purpose we use. In real time, no one use it, but you need to know. Okay, so how can you execute a JavaScript program on the command prompt is REPL environment. So read, evaluate, print, and loop. Okay, that's all about Node.js background. So let's start creating a basic applications of Node.js. Okay, and the same like Angular, we need to create a workspace for Node.js as well. Okay, Node.js workspace we have to create because it's a separate module, server side. So what I do is in my D drive, D drive workspace, Angular online evening. Yep. We have see TypeScript separate folder, Angular fundamental separate folder. Just like that, let's create a separate folder for backend. Backend. Okay. So let's say backend development, or let's say server side developments. Better no, instead of backend. Server side developments. Okay. In server side development is separate module. Okay. In this, so Node.js folder no need to create because Node, Express, MongoDB, everything come here only, same location. Okay, because all are interconnected, not a separate thing. So I just create only one folder, that is server side development. Okay, so in this I want to create some folders, and let's start writing Node.js. So let me load this. And even one more thing, for Angular, we can create the first application using ng new and the file name, the project name. So we will get the complete structure or architecture of Angular application. Sir, what about this one? No command, nothing. We have to create everything from scratch. Okay. So let me talk about. First, we'll talk about the basics about Node.js, and then we'll slowly go to core modules, custom module, third-party module, and then server creation, and then REST API, and then Express.js, okay, and then MongoDB. Like that, one by one, level by level, we'll go. Okay. So first, let me copy this address. I need to open this in the WebStorm. I think I have stopped everything. Can someone mute now? Chetan, mute. Chetan, mute. What man? Not working for me. Okay, fine. So let me click on the file. Come on, file, open, paste. Okay, okay. So we have to create everything from scratch. First, I tell you how to create. First I tell you how to create a basic setup and how to execute a basic program, and then we will use Node.js core modules and all. Okay. So first let's start with the basics of it. So I create a fresh folder here. Right click on this new directory, every concept one folder. Okay, 01 hyphen node.js hyphen basics, node.js basics. In this I want to create one JavaScript, and also please remember at server side hardly we write JavaScript files, so no HTML CSS, because server is going to respond with JSON files. Okay, so here let's create one JavaScript, that is just say app.js. Just give app, you get the app.js. Okay, fine. And so let me write some basic programs of JavaScript and how to run in the Node.js environment. We'll see. First, we'll write only plain JavaScript program, and how to run in Node.js environment. We'll see. Then I will start using the Node.js modules also. Okay. So first of all, what you do? We'll start from variable declaration. not complete variables. Okay, just a few examples. So variable declarations. So TypeScript and JavaScript a little bit different. Okay, TypeScript will mention the type, but JavaScript will just write as it is. Okay, no type is required in JavaScript. So let keyword, because ES6 JavaScript version we are using. Let something module name. I'm using the camel case. No colon string. It will not work because it's not a TypeScript is equal to just normal string. What is the string? Something called module name server side web development. Okay, so I want to print it. Simply what you say console.log of module name. That's it. That's called a variable declaration. Sir, how can you execute the program? That's very important. Yeah, how you execute a plain JavaScript. See, previously, if you're talking about the client side JavaScript, yeah, of course, this is client side JavaScript code only. No Node.js involved here. But how you use to execute? Either you type this in the browser window, you execute. Otherwise, you connect this to one HTML and you open that HTML, and on the browser, open the console window of that HTML. Then you see the output in the console window. But now here only JavaScript, no HTML, no CSS, no browser. How we execute is very simple, using the command called node. Okay, just open the command line. In that, type the command called node space the file name.js. Simple. So using the node command, we're going to execute the file, and whatever the content you write is going to execute. If you write console.log, that will display in the console window of the same command prompt. Okay, uh, even easiest way is just say node and file name, node space file name. Node.js also required. What it means, you can just say node space app.js, you type. Otherwise, you can even shortcut use it, just say node space app. That's it. Okay, let me try this. Okay, so how you do? Let me right click on this, open in terminal, open in terminal. So it opens the console window of this editor. Yeah, Node.js basics. So let me try node space app.js, enter. You get welcome server side web development. This one simple. You write a program, you execute using the command called node space app.js. That's it. Okay, let me try something else. Okay, let me what we do. Okay, variable over no. Let's create one object. Okay, object creation. So how you create an object? Just say let's some objects. Let's say something called student. No types and all required because no interface concept in JavaScript. So student is equal to one object just like that, and I say the name Rajan. Name is Rajan. Age some 22, and the course something BTech, and college something CBIT. Okay, I have an object. How to print the object? Simply just say console.log of student. Simple. So how to execute? Go to terminal, CLS to clear the console window, and then okay, and press up arrow, down arrow. Up arrow to gives you the previous commands. Up arrow, down arrow. So node space app.js, enter. You get the objects with all this data. Okay, and even instead of console.log, we have console.table also of JavaScript function, console.table. So this will display the whole object in a tabular format. Okay, I think you know about this. Console.table display in a tabular format. So I say node space app.js, enter. See, you got a table format, index. I mean, it's names. I mean, keys and values. Okay, fine. And let's start with something else. That is, let's create an array. Array. So let's say array creation. How to create an array? So let something called colors. or you can take any other, let's say technologies of type, oh sorry, it's not types, just like that. So you can just say HTML and CSS and JavaScript and Bootstrap. Okay, and then jQuery. Okay, fine, and then Node.js. Not technologies, but just a collection of technical terms I add. Okay, how to print? Simple. Console dot log of technologies. Okay, go to terminal, run the program. You got the technologies array. If you want to print in a table format, you can do that. I think you can just say table. Okay, so array also you get in a table format, like index its value. Okay, just like object key and value is index and value. Okay, fine, and that's about array. And let's create a nice function also. So we can even make some lot of functions. So let's say function creation. So let you can write normal function, arrow function, function expression, anything. But I'm just writing yeah, arrow function. So let's say greeter, same kind of function, is equal to one function. No written type, nothing, and even no types for parameters also. You can just provide just like parameters, no types required because no types it. Okay, so greet name and age. So how you execute this? How you execute this is oh, write something inside now. Let message is equal to, let's say hello Mr. Backtick corporate, right? Okay, hello uh, Mr. Name, and you are so and so years of old, just like that, just some basic statement, and just do a console dot log of message. Console dot log of message. Okay, fine. So now let's say now I say call the function. So greet, I just pass John and then 45 like this, and I have not mentioned name colon age colon. I just mentioned only John and 45. Okay, name colon age colon comes automatically with my WebStorm. Okay, I hope you know this. So I call the greet method, I mean greet function with two values. You get this message. So go to terminal once and CLS, run the program. You get hello John, you are 45 years old. Okay, fine. That's one function, and you can even take some complex array which contains array of objects, like okay, just like our TypeScript, but TypeScript code I can't copy paste now. Okay, let's take something called employees. This is just an example of how can you write a JavaScript program and runs on Node.js environment. Okay, immediately we'll start with Node.js core modules after this. So employees. So let employees is equal to one array. In that I just take an employee object. So let's take the serial number, just 101, and the name. Let's take Rajan, and then email you want. Okay, age some 25 years, and then designation we all know, software engineer, and then is active is true. Okay, some different type of number, string, boolean, like that. Okay, I have an object. Let's make multiple objects. This is number 2, and this is Wilson, around some 55 years. So he's the director. Okay, this guy is true. One more, 103. This guy is John. This guy around 45. This guy is a project manager. Okay, and this guy is false. And one more, 104. This guy is Mahesh. This guy is 35. Team lead. Team lead and is false. Okay, so I have an array of employees. So I can just say simply console dot log of employees. So you get all the list of employees in the console window. No surprise here. Run the program, you get all the data. So this is how you get the object data here. Okay, if you want to get a particular employee, so you can just make employees of 0, employees of 1, just like regular JavaScript. Okay, employees of 0, you get the first object of which Rajan. Okay, and you can also loop it just like JavaScript, how to loop, right, normal for loop, for in loop, for off loop, uh, for each function, like that. So let's say loop an array. Last example, straight away we'll start with the core modules. Okay, so loop an array. So let's say mm, how to loop. I use just only print what? Okay, just like junior employees, Rajan and Mahesh 35. Okay, so I just say let junior employees is equal to employees dot filter. You will write filter or for each. Let me write filter employee. You get the callback function employee, which returns employee dot age is less than or equal to 35. Okay, that's the condition. And let's say console.log of junior employees. Okay, so this is going to print the employees whose age is less than or equal to 35. I just write a shortcut arrow function here. So if you go to terminal, run the program, you get only two, that is Rajan and the C array starts here. Rajan and Mahesh. Okay, and if you want to display that in a table format, I think you can write a table. So it will display nice tabular format like this. So first row, second row, two rows, Rajan and Mahesh, right? 25, 35, like that. Fine. So we just write only the basic JavaScript programs, and we have execute using Node.js environment. So now let's start with how to use core modules. So okay, core modules and custom modules, and that story we'll see. Okay. So before I continue with core modules, let's take 5 minutes break, and I'll be back with this. Okay, because 1 hour is over. So let's take 5 minutes break, and then we'll continue. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So we have discussed the basics about Node.js, right? So now let's start with the core module. Okay. So what is core module? What is core module is? One second. Huh. So now let's start with core modules. Core modules means because see the plain JavaScript, right? Plain JavaScript contains certain objects like we have math object, date object, okay, like string object, number object, JSON objects, DOM object, like document objects. Like we have only few things, right? Because hardly we use these things in the browser to deal with the data and write some basic programs. But Angular, sorry, Node.js something more, right? So core modules means some people call module, some people call library, okay. Some people also call packages, okay. If you know something about Java, in Java we have some packages, right? IO package to deal with file operations, net package we deal with um, internet things and all, right? Network things, and we have lang package, the basic features of Java, okay, like that, and util package. So like that, every language will have set of packages. And if you know something about C language also, we write, right? Hash include conio.h, hash include something.h. So that is like every language will have the basic libraries internally, okay. So just like that, Node.js also will have certain libraries. Those libraries are called as core module. So we have a few collection of core modules like FS module, um, HTTP module and OS module, like multiple modules are there. So where can we get this? Okay, before I continue with Node.js, in Node.js, remember one thing, in Node.js, don't try to remember anything. Okay, I repeat, don't try to remember or don't try to memorize anything. Okay, uh, basic things you memorize, but I'm telling this way like FS module, right? FS module. See, I tell you, in Node.js, in Node.js, it is a collection of multiple core modules. Okay, multiple core modules. So multiple libraries are there. In that each library, there are multiple JavaScript files are there. Multiple JavaScript files are there. Each JavaScript file contains multiple functions, and each function contains multiple parameters. Multiple parameters. So complete, like if you only take the core modules concept of Node.js, I think around more than 15,000 plus functions are available. Okay, so it's very hard to memorize the functions. So then what to do? Simple thing, we have to follow the official documentation. Okay, we just need to follow the official documentation. uh, Based on document only we'll write. Okay, I show you first where can we get the official documentation for all this. Okay, we are new to FS module, HTTP module, right? See, we know date function, math functions, string functions of plain JavaScript client side, but this is a very huge setup. Okay, and if you talk only core module, this many. If you talk about custom module, that is not even given by Node, someone else has developed, and we don't know what is the functions of it. So always try to develop something using based on official documentation. Okay, I show you where can you find the official documentation. That simply go to Node.js website. Okay, so Node.js, yeah, go to nodejs.org, the official website. Yeah, in this, yeah, we know how to click on this button, it will download. Along with this, there is something called, yeah, this link, docs is there, na? Click on the docs. In that you can search for any API. I prefer this one. It's complete development mode. This is the released one. So click on this API. So you will get the official Node.js documentation. Okay. So in this, the left hand side, what you see, these are all the core modules. Okay, these many modules are there, and not all the modules to be discussed, because if you want to discuss all the modules in each and every file, it'll take another 2 years to understand complete Node.js. Okay, so because it's a huge setup. Okay, we only need what is required for us. Okay, because Java also same way, na? If you take Java API documentation, for example, 1 second, I usually compare with Java. If you say Java API documentation, let's take Java 8 language. Yeah, see here in Java language, this is the Java API documentation. Okay, so Java language contains, these are all the packages. See, AWT packages, Lang packages, RMI packages, these many, and this contains these many classes. Okay, each class contains multiple functions, multiple methods. It's a too much story, correct? So we can't see these many parameters. It's very hard to remember everything because we are not a memory machines, right? So we every developer will follow the official documentation, and if you have any question, just go to the official documentation and check how it is implemented and how to use that. Same way, Node.js also. Okay, it's a language. I mean JavaScript. So here left side, if you talk about what, first we'll start with FS module, or we'll start with OS module. Okay, first we'll start with OS module. OS is very small module, so you understand clearly. So in this, you can search for OS. Yeah, OS module. If you click on this, yeah, there are some functions like OS module means to deal with operating system. You can access the operating system information using OS module. Okay, so you receive the home directory and you get the free memory like RAM free memory, and what is the platform we are using, the Windows platform, uptime, so how much time it was my system was running. Okay, uptime, total memory, temporary directory, so user information, who has logged in to the system, so like that. Okay, so I just explained now OS module. So let me go to here, basics over. Let me create a separate folder, new directory 02 hyphen node.js hyphen core modules. Okay, node.js core modules. In this I can create app.js, but I want OS module separator. Okay, I'll do one thing, I create a separate app.js app hyphen os, or okay, take app.js, no issue, app.js. Yeah, here we will understand the OS module. Okay, now see here how to use the OS module, I tell you. Yeah, OS module, FS module, everything core module comes automatically with Node.js, but we have to import them because those are not automatically available for your program. It means you have to import. Okay, um, just like TypeScript will import some module, no, just like that. And even C language will write hash include something. Java also will import. Same way we have to import. So how you write the import statement is, let's see here, import OS module or library. How is there is something called required keyword. Required keyword. So it will be like this. Let me write here. It will be like this. Constant OS name is equal to require, and you just specify the OS. So this is the statement to load that library, OS library, so that we can use OS dot functions you can call. Okay, this is called import statement in Node.js and Express.js also. Okay, this is what I have to write. So let me go to why constant keyword. You can use let keyword also. This variable declaration, it's like this variable contains the complete library loaded to this variable. Okay, let you can use, but I'm using constant because I'm not changing this module, I'm just using the module. Okay, I'm not going to assign anything else to the OS contains the complete OS module. So in future of my program, I'm not going to assign OS is equal to something else, I'm not going to assign. So that's why better I'll take it as constant. If you wish, you can take let also. But thing is, I don't want to assign anything, so let's take as a constant, just variable declaration. Okay, so let me do that here. Constant OS some name, variable name is equal to require. Yeah, one small problem with WebStorm. See, if I say REQ, the require keyword was not coming. Okay, required keyword was not coming. Okay, so what is the issue is in WebStorm, by default, Node.js is disabled. Okay, Node.js support was disabled in in WebStorm. So Node.js support was disabled. We have to just enable so that we can start using the modules. So required keyword and all will come. Sir, how to enable Node.js? How to enable Node.js? So first time when you create a project on Node.js, so you have to enable just one time. Okay, sir, where? You can just go to the file. In that, go to settings. In the settings, come on, dude. Okay, in settings, there is a, I forgot. Okay. In the settings, it's stuck, man. Okay, in settings, there is a last but one, language and frameworks. Okay, click on this. If you click on this right side, you see JavaScript and everything, and in that very here, Node.js and npm. Just click on that. Okay, see here, checkbox, coding assistant for Node.js. It is not even checked. So by default, your WebStorm is not checked. So you must have to check this. Okay, and after that you click on apply. I think it's doing some version checking. So we have all node modules. See, Angular CLI also Node.js module only. Okay, Ionic, create React app for React, Heroku, Insomnia, Documenter, Live Server, NodeMon, TypeScript. These are all, even TypeScript. See, TypeScript is a Node.js third-party module only. Okay, because we install using npm. No, I show you. Okay, so once it is done, I think it's done. Yeah, apply button is not there. Okay, just say okay. Fine. So once you're done with that step, you can write the logic. So I say constant OS is equal to require. See, REQ require is coming. Require, just say in this bracket, in the string format OS. So it's a Node.js core module. Node.js core module. So now you have imported the core module, you can start using that. So first of all, I want us home directory. So what is my home directory? I want to check with OS module. Home directory means generally when you open a command prompt, right? When you open a command prompt, it opens in a basic location every time. Whenever you open a first time command prompt, it loads in a basic location like who has logged into the system, user slash that name will come. This is called home directory. So this you can access using OS module. I show you. So let home directory is equal to OS dot home directory. OS dot, come on, it's still indexing, control space home directory. Okay, and just say console.log of versus backtick home directory will be just say home directory. Okay, let's see my home directory. Back to terminal, because my terminal was using basics. Let me exit from there. Yeah, if you want to run this program, so right click on this program, open in terminal. Okay, that's better in the same this 02 folder. Okay, so how you run? Simply node space app.js or app also it works. App.js, enter. See home directory what has come. See users HP that was in my command prompt. Okay, that's a home directory. You can access the underlying operating system using this. Okay, because that command prompt was operating system data only. Na? C colon users HP. So my laptop name is HP. Okay, fine. And so next, let's say, okay, total memory. What is total memory? Total memory means the RAM size. So what is your system installed RAM size? So let total memory. They're all just basics how to work with Node.js. Okay, the real server we'll see in the coming classes. This is not server, okay? It's just basic core module configuration, just like standalone program. OS dot total memory, and let's say basic console.log. I use backtick. Let's say total memory. Okay, what is total memory? Let's see. I think it comes in KBs or something. Let's see total memory. So go to terminal, run the program. You get total memory 12. Some number has come. So I have installed 12 GB RAM. So it's showing 12. We know how to check that, right? Go to where? Go to PC properties. Come on. Yeah, see, it's a 12 GB RAM, right? So that has come. Okay. So 12 something is just 12 GB RAM with 10 bytes. Okay, and next we have free memory. So how much memory is free? We'll see. Just like this. This is free memory, and this is also free memory, and this is function is free. So total is complete total, no? Total is 12. So free how much? So let's see. Free memory. So how much RAM is free? See, 6.5 is free. So some 5.5 is using. Okay, like that. You can also get some platform, Windows platform. So I think platform. What platform it is? Let's platform is equal to os dot platform. Okay, so let's say console dot log. I use the backtick. So platform is the platform. Actually, I can write directly then. Not to declare variable, right? Yeah, let's see the platform. I think run the program. So Windows 32 is a platform. Okay, if you run some Linux, Linux thing will come. Okay, and I think you can access something else. Actually, note to remember this methods also, because we have this official documentation, something called free memory, load average, release. What do you? Yeah, I want version. What is OS version? Let's see. I get OS version also. Let version is equal to OS dot version, and same like this console dot log off. I use the backtick. Version will be version. Okay, so let's see. You got the error. What, man? Oh, it's not a function, huh? Version is, it returns a string identifying the kernel version. Okay, then why it is not giving it function only now? It throws a system error. Oh, which one? Not that one. This one. Returns a string identifying the kernel version. Okay, on Windows, this function is used. Okay, can we try that? It's saying it's not a function. No, man. It's there. It says the problem os.version is not a function. If not a function, then why it is mentioned in the document? Something weird, no? Okay, this is not working. Just ignore it. Okay. Anything else we do? Yeah, user information. So who has logged into your system, right? For example, see here. Before this, see, home directory HP has come. Okay, user slash HP. This is a username, right? So this username you will get from the user information. I don't need version, not working. Leave it. User information. Yeah. I tell you why this is not working. I tell you, I got this now. Yeah, this is added in the version what? 12.17 version. So Node.js 12.17 version, this function has been added. But what is the version I'm using? I'm using node space -v. I'm using 12.14. Okay, so 12.17 onwards, this is introduced. So obviously, it will not work in 12.14. We have to upgrade to 12.17 to see that. That's okay. Just for the sake of the version, I don't want to upgrade. Just leave it. Okay, if you have more than this version, it will work definitely because it is added in 12.17. Okay, that's why it's not working for us. Okay, so user information version 6 only is very old. Let's try. Okay, so let user information is equal to os dot user information. Let's do console dot log of user information. Let's see. Okay, CLS. Yeah, user information. I got username HP and home directory. This one. So my system, right? Once I lock it, it will come as HP. Okay. So that one. Okay. So we got that. This is about OS module. Very basic story. Okay. So now we understand the FS module. Okay, so the new module for us is FS module. What is this FS module is file system module. So it means we're gonna create a file, we'll read a file, write a file. So too many file operations you do with file system module, and mostly we use this FS module in our regular practice of Node.js. So let me see the documentation of FS module. So left hand side you see something called a file system. This one, if you just click on that, you can see the official documentation. Yep. So in this, see here how many functions are available for FS module. So many functions, and don't worry about all the functions. uh, Directory.close to close the directory, like file operations. Read file, is a file, is directory, is block device, is socket. Okay, and we have some more functions you can see somewhere here. Yeah, fs.access, you want to access the path. Okay, programmatically you want to access chmod to change the file permissions. Okay, and close the file. Okay, copy the file, create a read stream. It's like a pipe to read the data from the file, and uh, some file permissions. Okay, and link means to connect to the file, existing path and new path. Okay, open the folder, read, you want to read the file content, read the directory, read file sync, synchronous. I talk about synchronous and asynchronous because see here, every function you'll get two versions: read file sync. This is synchronous, this is asynchronous. Mostly you have to write asynchronous code. I'll talk about that. Okay, and remove the directory, real path. So like these many. Okay, write to file. These many functions even still goes on up to here. So these many functions are available for FS module. So that's why I said don't try to memorize anything of Node.js. Okay, because if you want to know some any example, see if you want to know this function, just click on that function. They'll explain what is that function belongs to and what it returns. There's actually very basic function. If you go to some detailed function, they'll explain definition also. See how to use that. Okay, so they also give you some sort of examples how to use those functions and how to work with those functions. See like this open function will deal with these many. It's having a callback function, what it contains and everything. Okay, so they'll give you mostly the examples also. So based on that only a developer can work with that existing package or library with the API. Okay, so that's how you have to do. Fine, so we'll do one thing, enough for today's class. Tomorrow we'll deep dive into the modules of Node.js, like a core module, FS module we'll see, path module we'll see, HTTP we'll see when we start with the server, and then we'll start with custom modules, and we also start with third-party modules. Okay, so meanwhile I request you to watch something. Okay, so I have made some 22 videos on Node.js, so you can just watch it. So it'll be better idea you will get on Node.js. Just go to my YouTube channel. In this, go to playlist, YouTube channel playlist. In that, there is a playlist here. This one, Node.js tutorial for beginners 2020. So here I have explained almost until Express.js I have given. From Express.js it is not there. Only Node.js up to it is there. Express.js I have to create a new playlist. So just go through these things. So introduction, installation, REPL environment, first application, like what is asynchronous programming. Yeah, this part we'll discuss tomorrow. Work with JSON data, complex folders. So these things we'll see by tomorrow. But go through that because you can easily understand uh, part by part. Because this video is very lengthy, right? 1 hour. But this is like small pieces, so you can easily understand how it works and all, right? So I have explained how this works. So I think this is very easy for you to learn the things. Okay, so just go through this one. Okay, these videos. Okay, I think I just put a very less. You can use HT video. Okay, so try this. Okay, same examples I explain. Fine. So just go through that. Okay, and anything else? Synchronous versus asynchronous, I'll talk about tomorrow. Okay. Do we use Node.js in real time? We use without Node.js. How you write a server? We have to use, but people use Express.js, but internally Node.js only. If you know Node.js, then only you understand Express.js, right? Yeah, I think you're looking for core Node.js. Yeah, you have to learn that first, but before you understand Express.js. Okay, because obviously Node.js is using.
Are
Without
you going to
Node.js.
cover Express.js also?
Yes, Express.js, MongoDB. You have joined lately or what? I told right starting, we start in this entire module, Node, Express, MongoDB. 3 will cover. Okay, fine. So that's it for today's class, and we'll meet tomorrow to understand the next concepts of Node.js. Right. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.